when your mind feels slightly slower, but still capable. There's a moment many people notice, not dramatic, just subtle. You take a little longer to recall a name. You pause mid-sentence to find a word. You need a bit more time to process something new. And the thought quietly appears, am I losing my sharpness? But here's the truth, you're not losing your mind. Your brain is changing how it works, and in a fast-moving world, that difference can feel like decline. But it isn't. It's adaptation. Part 1. What mental sharpness really means. Let's redefine this. Mental sharpness is not speed alone, quick reactions, instant recall. Those are only part of the picture. Real mental sharpness includes clarity, focus, decision-making, pattern recognition, understanding. And many of these actually improve with age. Part 2. What changes in the brain after 60? Your brain is not shutting down, but it is becoming more selective. 1. Processing speed slows slightly. You may take longer to recall information, respond quickly, switch between tasks, but this comes with a trade-off. 2. Depth of thinking increases. Your brain becomes better at connecting ideas, understanding context, making thoughtful decisions, which is why many people become wiser, even if they feel slower. 3. Attention becomes more valuable. Your brain starts protecting its energy. It asks, is this worth my focus? Which means distraction becomes more draining. Part 3. The real threat to mental sharpness. It's not aging, it's environment. Modern life creates conditions that work against your brain. 1. Constant distraction, notifications, scrolling, background noise. These fragment your attention, and over time, your brain loses the ability to stay focused. 2. Reduced deep thinking. There's always something to consume, but very little time to reflect, process, think deeply. And without that, your brain doesn't fully engage. 3. Passive consumption. Watching, scrolling, listening. These require less effort than reading, writing, problem solving, so your brain becomes less active. Part 4. Your brain still has the ability to change. This is important. Your brain retains neuroplasticity even after 60, which means you can strengthen mental sharpness, but you have to give your brain the right signals. Part 5. How to stay mentally sharp. Practical system. Let's make this real. 1. Challenge your brain regularly. Not overwhelm, just engagement. Reading, learning new topics, solving small problems. Your brain needs to be used. 2. Focus on one thing at a time. Multitasking weakens attention. Single tasking strengthens it. Even simple things, reading without distractions, finishing one task fully. 3. Use recall, not just recognition. Scrolling shows you information, but doesn't make you remember it. Instead, recall names, explain ideas out loud, write things down. This strengthens memory pathways. 4. Stay socially engaged. Conversation activates multiple parts of the brain: memory, language, emotional processing. It keeps your mind active in a natural way. 5. Move your body. Movement improves blood flow, oxygen delivery, brain function. Even walking helps your thinking.
Part 6. The role of sleep and recovery. Mental sharpness depends on recovery. During sleep, your brain processes information, clears waste, consolidates memory. Without good sleep, clarity drops. Part 7. What mental fatigue really is. Mental fatigue isn't weakness, it's overload. Too much input, switching, stimulation. Without enough processing, rest, clarity. Part 8. What happens when you train your mind? When you support your brain properly, thinking becomes clearer, focus improves, memory stabilizes, confidence returns. Not because you're faster, but because you're more intentional. Part 9. The truth most people miss. Mental sharpness is not automatic. It's maintained through use, challenge, recovery. Part 10. A different way to think about your mind. Instead of asking, how do I stay as sharp as I used to be? Ask, how do I use my brain in a way that keeps it engaged? That shift removes pressure.
Part 11. Why a changing world can make you feel less sharp. There is another layer we need to talk about. Sometimes people after 60 do not feel mentally slower because their brain has declined dramatically. They feel slower because the world around them has become harder to navigate. Everything has a password. Everything has an app. Everything updates. Menus change. Phones change. Banking changes. Appointments change. Even simple tasks can require extra steps now. And when a familiar process changes, your brain has to work harder. This can make you feel less capable. But often, it is not a lack of intelligence. It is a lack of familiarity. There is a big difference. When something is familiar, your brain uses established pathways. It knows what to expect. It moves with confidence. But when something is new, your brain must slow down. It has to pay attention. It has to compare. It has to learn. It has to make sense of the unfamiliar. That slowdown is not stupidity. That is learning. And learning requires energy. So the next time you struggle with a new device, a new app, a new system, or a new way of doing something, do not say, "I'm too old for this." Say, "My brain is building a new map." That is a more accurate statement, and a kinder one, because the older brain can still learn. Part 12. The power of cognitive reserve. There is also something important called cognitive reserve. Think of cognitive reserve like your brain's backup strength. It is the extra capacity your brain builds through years of learning, problem-solving, relationships, movement, and meaningful activity. The more your brain has been used in different ways, the more flexible it may become. This does not mean nothing changes with age, but it means the brain may have more ways to work around challenges. Reading builds reserve. Learning builds reserve. Social connection builds reserve. Movement builds reserve. Creativity builds reserve. Even ordinary life experience can build reserve, because every problem you have solved, every role you have carried, every skill you have learned, every hard season you have survived, has shaped your brain. That matters. But cognitive reserve is not only built in the past, it can still be supported now. Every time you learn something new, you are giving your brain a reason to stay active. Every time you challenge yourself gently, you are asking your mind to stretch. Every time you stay socially connected, you are keeping language, memory, emotion, and attention engaged. And every time you move your body, you are supporting the blood flow and energy your brain depends on. This is why mental sharpness after 60 is not about one perfect habit. It is about a lifestyle that keeps the brain involved. Part 13. Why purpose keeps the mind awake. Purpose is one of the most overlooked parts of mental sharpness, because the brain does not only respond to information, it responds to meaning. When something matters to you, your attention becomes stronger, your memory becomes more engaged, your motivation becomes more alive. That is why people often remember things connected to emotion, responsibility, or purpose. A grandchild's birthday, a meaningful conversation, a project you care about, a place that changed you, a skill you are proud to learn. The brain pays attention when the heart is involved. And after 60, purpose does not have to be dramatic. It does not have to be a new career. It does not have to be a big public mission. Purpose can be simple. Teaching someone what you know, taking care of your health, growing a garden, learning a new skill, helping your family, volunteering, creating something, sharing your story, staying curious, having something to look forward to. Purpose gives the brain direction, and direction reduces mental fog. Because when life feels empty or repetitive, the brain can become understimulated, not because it is old, but because it has stopped receiving meaningful signals.
Part 14. A simple daily brain-sharpening rhythm. So how do we turn all of this into daily life? Not a complicated program, not another overwhelming routine, just a simple rhythm. First, give your brain one thing to learn. It could be a new word, a short article, a recipe, a technology step, a piece of music, a language phrase, a health topic, something small, but new. Second, give your brain one thing to recall. Do not just consume information. Bring it back, say it out loud, write it down, explain it to someone. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? That small act tells the brain, this is worth keeping. Third, Give your brain one period of quiet. No scrolling, no television, no background noise. Even 10 minutes can help. Let your mind settle. Let your thoughts organize. Let your nervous system breathe. Fourth, give your body movement. A walk, stretching, light strength work, balance practice. Anything that reminds your brain, I am still living in a body that moves. And fifth, give yourself connection. A conversation, a message, a shared meal, a phone call, a moment of real listening. Because the mind stays sharper when it is not isolated. This rhythm is simple. Learn something, recall something, rest your attention, move your body, connect with someone. That is not fancy, but it works with the way the brain is built. And sometimes, the most powerful systems are the ones you can actually live with. Your mind is still capable. You are not losing your edge. You are evolving into a different kind of sharpness. Slower in some ways, deeper in others. And in a noisy world, depth matters more than speed. And in the next episode, we explore something many people feel but rarely talk about openly. The hidden cost of loneliness after 60. Not just emotionally, but what it does to your body, your mind, and your overall health. Until then, stay re-inspired.
I hope this video brought you value and re-inspired you. If so, please subscribe, hit like, and leave a comment. And if anybody you know could use a little re-inspiration, please send it to them. Thank you so much for watching.